Have you ever stopped to realize just how much power you carry? The way you live, the choices you make, the strength of your faith. It's impossible to ignore. People are watching, talking, and even questioning, because deep down, they see something extraordinary in you. You're not here by accident, and you're not living an ordinary life. You're walking a path that's different, a path that challenges others to look at their own lives and wonder if they too could rise higher. This isn't about fitting in or chasing approval. It's about owning the light within you, the one that was meant to shine so brightly it leaves others inspired, amazed, and maybe even a little shaken. You're here for more, and the world can feel it. But the path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. Proverbs 4:18. Your life is like a sunrise, steady, radiant, and unstoppable. It doesn't rush or seek validation, but its light transforms everything it touches. This is what it means to live with divine purpose. Your presence inspires and unsettles, shining clarity into places others prefer to keep in darkness. Whether people celebrate or resist it, they cannot ignore it. To walk a path of faith requires courage and resilience. It's not about perfection or seeking approval, but about rising after every fall and staying true to your calling. Such a life challenges others because it reflects what they may have neglected. The reactions you provoke, whether admiration or discomfort, are not about you, but about what your life reveals. Some will see hope, others may feel exposed, but all are impacted by the light you carry. Living with purpose is like carrying a flame in a storm. Doubts, distractions, and criticism will try to snuff it out, but your light stays steady because it comes from something eternal. Your strength, quiet yet persistent, inspires and challenges those around you. While others cling to comfort or conformity, you are driven by a calling far greater than yourself. Think of the sunrise. It doesn't stop to explain itself. It simply fulfills its purpose. In the same way, your life shines brightest when you walk boldly in your faith, illuminating and inspiring by example. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. Their reactions reflect their own struggles, not your worth. Each step you take in faith is a testament to the power of a life aligned with purpose. Your journey may not always be easy, but it will always be significant. Like the sun that rises without fail, your light is meant to shine, to guide, and to transform. Let the challenges you face remind you of the power within you, and trust that no storm can extinguish the flame you carry. You are walking a path of impact and hope that will ripple far beyond what you can see. There's an undeniable tension that arises when a life lived with intention meets the comfort of stagnation. People notice when someone stands out, yet they hesitate to understand the cost of that distinction. What you reflect forces them to confront what they avoid. The weight of untapped potential and the courage it takes to break free from ease. Their words, whether critical or curious, are echoes of their own inner conflict, sparked by the quiet defiance in your choices. By choosing purpose over distraction, you inadvertently challenge their reluctance to change. This dissonance stirs unease because your life showcases the depth of transformation that comes from walking a path many fear to tread. The noise around you is not a reaction to what you lack, but a response to the fullness of what you carry. Ready to take the first step toward greatness? Subscribe now and let's begin. A life lived with clarity and purpose radiates a brilliance that cannot go unnoticed. This kind of light is not something crafted or acquired. It emanates from the core of a soul, aligned with a higher calling. It's an energy so distinct and undeniable that it ripples outward, shifting the atmosphere wherever it reaches. Such a presence challenges the norms, not with words, but through an unspoken power that unsettles what others would rather leave undisturbed. While many are comfortable lingering in shadows of familiarity, the glow of authenticity exposes truths they may not yet be ready to confront. The brilliance you carry disrupts, inspires, and reveals, igniting a mix of fascination and discomfort in those around you. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Your life is not meant to fade into the background. You were created to stand out, to shine boldly, and to reflect a higher purpose. Like a flame in the night, your presence draws attention, not because you seek it, but because your light cannot be ignored. Whether people admire or resist it, your life speaks to something greater. Walking in spiritual purpose naturally stirs something in those around you. For some, it inspires hope and curiosity. For others, it exposes insecurities or unfulfilled potential. How people respond isn't your responsibility. You weren't called to dim your light for their comfort, but to fully embrace the brilliance of your purpose. Like the sun that shines without apology, you were made to illuminate and shift the world around you. Your choices, rooted in faith, kindness, and integrity, send a message louder than words. Not everyone will celebrate it. Some may criticize or question you, not because of who you are, but because your life reveals truths they'd rather ignore. But remember, their reactions don't define you. They reflect the impact of your light. Every step you take, every act of faith, adds to a greater narrative. You're not here to seek approval or explain your path. You're here to live boldly in alignment with a divine calling. Let the noise of others remind you that your life is making waves. The world may not always understand, but that's because your purpose is rooted in something eternal. Keep shining. Knowing your light isn't just an impression, it's evidence of a transformative power within you. Walk confidently, knowing your journey is guided by divine hands and your life is leaving a lasting impact far beyond what you can see. Faith lived boldly acts like a lens, magnifying truths that others might prefer to overlook. It's not just what you do, but the essence of who you are that provokes reactions. For some, your determination stirs dormant ambitions they've left unattended. For others, it casts a stark contrast against their compromises and fears. Their responses, whether filled with admiration or discomfort, reveal more about their inner struggles than about you. The impact you make comes not from imposing, but from embodying a purpose that cannot be ignored. Your presence challenges complacency and ignites questions, offering hope to some while unsettling others. Consider this. Throughout history, those who walked in authenticity often attracted both allies and adversaries. Their unwavering resolve illuminated shadows that others refused to confront. When people critique or reject, it's often a reflection of their own unresolved battles, sparked by what your life represents. These moments demand not retaliation, but grace. Staying rooted, you allow your actions, not arguments, to communicate the depth of your faith. In the face of criticism or praise, your journey continues to speak louder than words ever could, inviting transformation for all who are willing to listen. This is just the beginning. Subscribe now and be part of something powerful. Reactions to a life driven by purpose are rarely neutral. People notice when someone stands firm in their beliefs, even if they don't fully understand why. The responses you provoke, be they admiration or resistance, are not random. They reveal the undeniable impact of living authentically. A life lived with intention stirs others, not because it conforms, but because it challenges the norm. Whether the reactions are positive or critical, they signify one truth: your presence is felt. This is something to take pride in, not because it elevates you, but because it reflects the transformative power of your journey. Let the voices around you question, critique, or even praise. It all underscores that you are making a difference in a world that resists change. Walking against the tide of a culture fixated on self-interest and fleeting goals is an act of defiance. But true leaders and visionaries have never thrived by blending into the crowd. Choosing to live intentionally doesn't mean striving for perfection. It means embracing a life set apart. It requires leaving behind distractions and chasing something eternal, even when it's inconvenient or misunderstood. Those around you will notice the peace you maintain amidst chaos, the steady resolve when everything demands compromise, and the quiet strength that sets you apart in a world fueled by noise. But don't be deceived into thinking this path is without opposition. Change unsettles those who cling to comfort, and transformation is rarely welcomed by those unwilling to grow. Criticism will come, attempts to pull you back will arise, but these are not obstacles, they are confirmations. You're not walking this road for the approval of others, but for a purpose far greater. Feel what it truly means to be chosen. You're not alone on this journey. If deep down you feel that you're chosen, you've come to the right place. Take the next step in connecting with us, unlocking exclusive content, and receiving the support you need on your spiritual path by clicking the Join button. This isn't just about being part of a community. It's about accessing unique insights that can transform your life and bring you closer to your divine calling. Make the choice today and walk this journey with us. Claim your place among the chosen ones. Join now. History is filled with individuals whose lives served as a testament to their unshakable purpose. They faced rejection, betrayal, and impossible odds, yet their conviction carried them forward. Those who questioned or opposed them often did so not because they doubted their potential, but because their courage revealed what others lacked. Their legacy was not built on public approval, but on the quiet strength to follow a calling greater than themselves. Each step you take in faith mirrors their journey. You might not see the immediate effects, but your perseverance plants seeds of inspiration in others, even in silence. Resistance is inevitable, but it often masks an unspoken respect for the boldness you display. Living a life of true purpose means choosing the enduring over the fleeting, the eternal over the superficial. It's about committing to values that outlast the applause of the moment. What sets people apart is not their conformity, but their willingness to rise above it. Standing out comes with challenges, judgment, misunderstanding, and labels. But your focus is not on winning over the crowd. Every action you take reflects a higher wisdom, one that transcends shifting opinions. Let them speak, whether with admiration or skepticism, because your response will always reflect the clarity of a purpose rooted in something far greater. Acknowledging recognition can feel like walking a fine line between gratitude and self-importance. Compliments can easily inflate your sense of self if you forget their true source. Every ounce of strength, every act of resilience, and every glimmer of inspiration people notice in you reflects a greater force at work within. Accepting praise doesn't mean absorbing it. It means redirecting it to the origin of all good. While others may see only your outward actions, you know the deeper truth, that none of it would exist without the guidance and power beyond your own. Then comes the criticism, sharp, unkind, and often born of someone else's turmoil. It's tempting to let such negativity unsettle you, but you must remember that these words are rarely about you. They're often a projection of unresolved fears or insecurities from those who speak them. The weight of their judgment doesn't diminish your purpose. It simply tests your resolve. Instead of retaliating or retreating, hold steady, grounded in the knowledge that your worth isn't determined by fleeting opinions. Challenges will come, and there will be moments when the noise of dissent feels overwhelming. This is where your inner strength is refined. Resist the urge to defend or explain yourself. Your actions already speak volumes. Those who walk a path of purpose naturally unsettle the status quo, which is why your presence draws attention. The discomfort you provoke isn't a sign of failure, it's evidence of disruption. Keep moving forward, rooted in clarity and faith, using every reaction, positive or negative, as momentum to deepen your commitment. The spotlight doesn't fall on those who fade into the background, but on those who illuminate the way. Let every word, whether of admiration or doubt, fuel your journey to shine even brighter. Dear brothers and sisters, the peace of God be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporary concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this gesture will come back to you 100-fold in abundance. For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2:10. Picture a master artist, crafting a masterpiece with care and precision. That's your life, intentionally shaped by God to reflect His purpose. Every challenge, every triumph, every moment you experience is part of a grand design meant to leave an eternal impact. You're not here by accident, and the reactions you provoke, whether positive or critical, affirm that you're walking in alignment with a higher calling. Your purpose is like a candle shining in the dark. It doesn't argue with the shadows, it simply shines, revealing what's hidden. Some will embrace the light and be inspired, while others may feel uncomfortable or resist it. But their reactions aren't about you, they're about what your light exposes in their lives. You weren't created to dim yourself for the comfort of others, but to boldly live out the unique calling God placed on you. Consider those who came before, underestimated and doubted, yet chosen for greatness. Their paths were marked by challenges, betrayal, ridicule, and obstacles, but these weren't signs of failure. They were proof of purpose. Resistance is often the clearest indicator that you're walking the right path. Easy roads rarely lead to greatness, and a calling as extraordinary as yours was never meant to be ordinary. Your choices, rooted in faith, integrity, and sacrifice, reflect the depth of the purpose guiding you. Not everyone will understand, and that's okay. You're not here for worldly approval. You're here to fulfill a divine mission. Let their confusion or criticism remind you of the impact you're making. Your story isn't about ease or applause, It's about transformation. Like a tree rooted deeper by storms, every trial strengthens you and refines your calling. Stand firm in your purpose, knowing that your life is a testament to something far greater. You're not just living for today, you're building a legacy that will resonate for generations. Keep shining, keep moving forward, and trust that the Creator who shaped you is guiding every step of your extraordinary journey. Each act of faith you take, each decision you make to align with your higher calling, is contributing to something far greater than the present moment. These choices weave together a legacy that cannot be measured by the fleeting opinions of others. The world will always have something to say, but its words are whispers compared to the lasting impact of a life lived with purpose. When doubts or questions arise, let them serve as reminders of the unique path you're walking, one not designed for blending in, but for standing apart. This journey transcends the noise of praise or criticism, as its foundation is rooted in a plan that goes beyond what others can see. Let their words echo around you, but never let them reshape the certainty of your purpose. Consider this: every reaction you provoke, whether uplifting or critical, is a reflection of something larger at work. These responses aren't random. They are subtle confirmations of the light you carry and the waves you create. When people observe your faith, even unknowingly, they are recognizing a presence far greater than you. Even disbelief can't fully dismiss the undeniable. Criticism is not failure, it's the proof of your brightness in a world more comfortable with shadows. Responses, whether kind or harsh, serve as instruments in the symphony of transformation you're conducting. They may not understand it, but their voices are reminders that your life is carving a path only possible through something extraordinary. Every response to your life, whether kind or critical, is part of a greater purpose unfolding through you. Nothing is wasted. Each word adds depth to the story being written. Reframe what you hear. Criticism is not rejection, but affirmation of the unique path you walk. Praise is not flattery, but an acknowledgement of the higher power at work within you. These moments are not distractions. They are tools meant to sharpen your focus and strengthen your faith. Instead of being swayed by opinions, pause to ask what lessons or insights are being offered. Your journey is not just a personal endeavor. It's a living example of trust in something much greater. Each step reflects the faithfulness that is shaping your story into something profound. Throughout history, those who dared to live in alignment with divine purpose have faced opposition and misunderstanding. Yet their lives echo through time because they refused to conform. Ordinary individuals transformed by extraordinary conviction became the catalysts for change. Imagine someone whose vision was too vast for others to grasp, sparking jealousy and betrayal. Yet even in the midst of adversity, their steadfastness became the foundation for redemption, not only for themselves, but for those who doubted them. These stories remind us that the road isn't easy, but it's deeply significant. By staying faithful to your calling, you mirror the resilience of those who came before, proving that a life lived boldly in faith leaves a legacy that endures beyond the moment. Your next step is here. Subscribe now, and let's move forward together. Consider someone faced with impossible odds, but unwilling to let fear dictate their choices. When the weight of responsibility loomed large, they stepped forward with boldness, knowing their actions carried consequences far beyond themselves. They could have retreated, avoided the risk, but instead, they embraced their purpose, proving that true courage comes not from power, but from conviction. Or imagine an individual overlooked and underestimated, their potential dismissed by those around them. Despite the skepticism and mockery, they rose to meet challenges that seemed insurmountable, relying not on their own strength, but on an unshakable belief in a greater force guiding them. Every move they made became a testament to a purpose greater than the obstacles before them. These stories are not just relics of the past, they serve as a framework for the choices you face today. Like those who stood firm in the face of doubt, you may encounter rejection or challenges that seem impossible to overcome. Yet, your faith provides the courage to act, even when others fail to understand. The reactions of those around you, whether supportive or critical, are secondary to the larger narrative unfolding in your life. You don't need to explain or justify your journey to anyone. It's not their vision to see. Instead, stay rooted in the knowledge that every step forward adds to a legacy of purpose and impact. Let others question. Let them misunderstand. The work you're doing speaks for itself and will resonate far beyond the here and now. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Your life is like a river carving its own path, designed to flow boldly, not to follow the easiest route. You weren't created to fit into someone else's mold. You were made to walk a path uniquely yours, one that reflects the divine purpose set out for you. Every strength you possess and every experience you've lived through is part of a masterpiece crafted by God, meant to stand out, not blend in. Living with intention means embracing who you are, without apology or hesitation. The world may urge you to conform, to take the safer road, or to quiet your voice, but your calling demands courage. True purpose doesn't ask for permission. It compels you to rise. Trading your authenticity for fleeting acceptance denies the depth of who you were created to be. Walking in alignment with a higher purpose also means letting go of the need for worldly validation. Trusting God's plan requires you to believe in His vision, even when others don't understand. Like a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves, your role is to shine, to guide, and to reflect something greater. Criticism or misunderstanding isn't a sign you're on the wrong path. It's confirmation of the impact your light is having. Your journey won't make sense to everyone, and that's okay. You weren't made to seek approval, but to honor the calling on your life. Like a seed growing toward the light, your purpose is to rise, even when it defies expectations. Each step you take reflects the love and strength of the one who guides you. So don't hold back. Walk confidently, knowing your life is a testimony to God's purpose. Let criticism remind you that your light is shining and inspiring others. You're not here to conform, but to thrive in the truth of who you were created to be. Keep moving forward, trusting every step is part of a plan far greater than you can imagine. Embrace the path laid out for you without hesitation. Each step forward is supported by a purpose far greater than your own understanding. The opinions of others, whether celebratory, skeptical, or dismissive, are not reflections of your worth, but of their own perspective on the light you carry. Your faith resonates because it cannot be ignored, drawing attention not to you alone, but to the source of your strength. Living with intention and alignment will always evoke a response. Some will be inspired, others will struggle to comprehend, and a few may resist outright. But none of this defines your journey, which is rooted in something far beyond fleeting human judgments. What truly matters is the commitment to stay anchored in the purpose that guides you. Step forward with unwavering conviction. You are supported, valued, and uniquely equipped to make an impact that transcends temporary recognition. Each word of praise or critique is a reminder of the power flowing through you, urging you to stay on course. As you continue, lean into gratitude for the opportunities and lessons that refine your path. Trust that your life, built on faith and resilience, reflects a narrative of hope and strength that speaks to a higher purpose. It's not about seeking affirmation from the world, but about being a vessel for something greater, a presence that inspires and uplifts others toward truth. Let every reaction remind you that you are fulfilling a mission beyond yourself, leaving an indelible mark in alignment with the calling that only you can fulfill.